In this video, we will go through an overview of the female reproductive system, some key concepts, and the path of an ovum or egg cell. First, the female reproductive system has four major functions. More generally, the female reproductive system is made up of the organs and hormones that work together to help humans reproduce. So generally, the idea is reproduction, to make offspring. To do this, female reproductive system produces the female sex cells, called ova for plural. Or one egg cell is called an ovum, so that's singular. Similar to testosterone in males, the female reproductive system also produces female hormones called estrogen and progesterone. These are developed and released in high quantities in order to maintain sex characteristics and sexual function in order to reproduce. And last, the female reproductive system, if its goal is reproduction, then the idea is that we're going to nurture and maintain new life. Okay. The female reproductive system is made up of internal and external organs, just like the male reproductive system. The external parts, such as the clitoris, labia majora, labia minora, and even pubic hair, have a variety of purposes. The clitoris and the labia serve for some sexual function, sexual pleasure to be specific, and pubic hair, in addition to the labia, also help in protection from pathogens. So I'll put defense. Let's review the path of an egg cell through the reproductive system internal organs. Controlled by hormones in the brain, the internal organs first focus on the maturation and the release of egg cells, or an ovum. This occurs in two almond-shaped organs called ovaries. These are suspended by ligaments, and these ovaries are also responsible for the production of estrogen and progesterone. Next, a developed egg cell would travel down this tube called an oviduct, or sometimes called a fallopian tube. Put FT for short. The oviduct is similar to the vas deferens in males because it's lined with cilia to help egg cells travel. The fallopian tube is also where fertilization takes place, or the joining of a sperm and egg cell, and is no wider than a strand of spaghetti. The fallopian tube then connects the egg to the uterus. This is an upside-down, pear-shaped organ containing a cushiony inner layer, known as the endometrium. The uterus can stretch to provide 9 months of support for a growing fetus. Beginning around puberty, the uterine lining is shed once a month if fertilization does not take place. The cervix, next, is this tiny opening surrounded by dense connective tissue. And this organ is important for protection from microorganisms. It also secretes a fluid to help sperm find their way up through the cervix and all the way up into the fallopian tubes to find the egg or the ovum. The lower part of the female reproductive system is simply the vaginal canal. Here's the vaginal opening, and here's the canal. The vagina is simply a short collapsed muscular tube that extends just to the outside of the body, and it is the organ of intercourse and the birth canal, and it secretes fluid for protection to aid in reproduction. Breasts are also part of the female reproductive system, aiding in supplying milk for a growing baby. So just remember that the path of an ovum starts in the ovary where eggs mature. Females are born with all of the eggs they will ever have for a lifetime, and they mature around the time of puberty. This is in response to signals in the brain. From the ovary, the egg travels through the fallopian tube, lined with cilia, to the uterus, through the tiny opening of the cervix, and out the vaginal canal. Find out more about the female reproductive system by checking out the videos on ovulation or the menstrual cycle and our video on early human development.